If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles.
Alright, we are now 7 hours into day 12. You all know what day 12 means. Day 12 is the mightiest army list. So let's start with the newspaper. I'm gonna scroll all the way down. Bechuanaland has by far the mightiest army with 14% damage output, followed by East Amazonas 9%, Papua New Guinea 9%, Khabarovsk 8%, Northwest USA 7%, Maklik 7% as well, Illinois, Poland, Colombia, Upper Volta, Turkestan 6%, and the other nations have 3 and below. So I guess that the top candidates for the win here will be between the rank 1st and 11th. Alright, so let's see what is happening on the map. I'm gonna zoom out in Africa. Southwest Africa has lost his planes early on because it didn't totally understand the game and mechanics. Upper Volta here managed to build a lot of units in his core provinces, as Upper Volta's economy here is double as large as Southwest Africa, and he managed to bring back his troops to Africa within 24 hours. Upper Volta is completely enraged and is now smashing Southwest Africa, who is a much weaker player. Remember that Southwest Africa here in this game never has attacked a player solo. He worked together with either Congo or with Angola and turned on both of them to be able to win. And it seems he is not that active enough as well. He's in for a tough ride. He has lost air dominance as he lost a lot of interceptors, but he made new ones. He's actually pulling back now to his core provinces. He's gonna defend with his artillery in the hills, which is very smart, very close to his capital, but I think that Otavi, Aujo and Swakopmund will be in danger if he uses this tactic, but he has no choice because the only other hill province is over here, but he could be easily bypassed over here, which is all plains with fast units, and as Upper Volta has armored cars level 3, they are extremely fast. Southwest Africa has been so frustrated that he sacrificed his main stack on a suicide mission, and so he's got now Upper Volta, who is advancing rapidly into the territory of Southwest Africa. He's moving very fast towards the core provinces. He has a lot of air force, so this is helping him to protect also the single units. They can't be taken off. A large stack here is incoming, and this is like the perfect example of a good stack for Allies Doctrine. He has 9 SP artillery. However, he also has 5 SP rocket artillery, so he has 14 artillery in total. He's overstacked, there's 4 too many. They're protected by 5 level 2 SP anti-air and with 5 armored cars. Armored cars is very poor as a meat shield. They're not that good actually. He should protect his artillery with mechanized infantry and tank destroyers. That would be the optimal solution for an allies player, but I don't think it will matter much. Southwest Africa here is in for a tough ride. Southwest Africa still has a good navy, however, so let's see what kind of navy that Upper Volta has. I see he has 10 level 2 submarines versus 6 submarines. Oh, he doesn't even have destroyers, so he can't even see the submarines. Some players, they protect their battleships with subs. It doesn't make any sense, it's not logical anyhow. He's gonna be in for a tough ride. On top of it, there's destroyers over here, level 3. This is not going to be good for Southwest Africa. Not only that, but Bechuanaland has cancelled his non-aggression pact with Southwest Africa, and his 24-hour notice will soon be done. So he will be able to attack, and you can see all these 10 stacks here, they're all amassing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these stacks. I mean, this is going to be a massacre. There is simply no way that Southwest Africa can do something. I am trying to select all of these units over here because he has quite a large army. 3 anti-air, 13 infantry, 16 armored cars, 4 light tanks, another 34 armored cars level 3, 31 light tanks level 3, 20 interceptors level 3 and another 27 level 4, 10 level 2 attack bombers and another 10 level 3 attack bombers. Then he has 2 armored cars. It's crazy, 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 crazy. This is Axis at its best. Southwest Africa is going to be massacred, and Upper Volta probably afterwards. Benchualand is also ranked second. He follows just Papua New Guinea with 780 points. Third place McClick and Illinois. And then we've got East Amazonas and Poland, who are very close to one another as well. These 6 players are competing for the top ranking, but as you noticed in the army list, not every player has a large army, so it's going to get interesting in the following days, because due to the game format, players are going to be obligated to attack one another. And it looks like Benchualand, with the army composition that he has, will be able to take all of Africa. Benchualand has a fast, highly mobile army, and I've noticed for myself, if you are countered by a player who is using fast units like light tanks, motorized infantry or armored cars, and you are going for artillery, you're in for a tough ride, because they move in very fast. They have a lot of damage output and they can actually trash your artillery stacks. So Benchualand is a very good candidate to win the game and take all of Africa. In Europe, Upper Volta has lost all his territory to Poland and Italy, and they decided on temporary peace, or so I have been informed, until he has been able to deal with Northwest Africa. I'm not very sure how this goes on terms of under the table deal, but it's kind of unavoidable. I don't know what Poland will do, because he has a non-aggression pact with Orgelensk. Will he attack Italy? I guess he should. Benchualand completely finished off Syria. And from the looks of it, Poland, he has right of way with Persia. And then the large question here is, how are our Titans faring? We've got Orgelensk versus Turkmenistan. Let's start by their armies. We've got Turkestan, who has 158 units as Komitern Doctrine, and then we have Orgelensk, who has 139 units. Both players have giant armies, both players are very experienced. So it's going to be very interesting to see who of them is going to win. And I see a giant stack here of 101 units. Why would you do that? I mean, what? 38 rocket artillery, 20 medium tanks? I don't know why he has put it all together. He should split them up by all means, or at least as Orgelensk has done, multiple stacks all close to one another, so that he can attack from all sides at any threat, but with optimal damage distribution. Here, as you can see, there are 10 artillery, 4 SP artillery. As you can see here, he has 4 SP artillery and 6 artillery. In the other stack over here, he has also 10 rocket artillery. In the other stack, 10 rocket artillery, and in this one, he's got 4 rocket artillery, 2 SP artillery. So he's splitting up his stacks to have optimal damage distribution, maximum 10 artillery per stack. This is how you should do it. He's protecting them with Air Force. It looks like Meklik will move soon on Turkestan. I see a lot of units amassing on the border. He's also at war with Persia. A lot of units are coming here as well. There's already units over here. And as Turkestan has most of his units at the front here at Orgelensk, he is going to be in for a tough ride. Nationalist China has now almost been defeated. He only has a couple of provinces left. And now Sumatra is both in war with Maclick and Papua New Guinea. Nothing new here. As I've predicted, both Papua New Guinea and Maclick made a non-aggression pact. They are gonna become the kings of Asia, mark my words. Oh, Papua New Guinea has taken over everything what was Borneo. Sumatra has lost a lot of points. I mean, I know he was weakened, but Sumatra has advanced very, very rapidly. Or maybe it's because I didn't notice before, because the two colors are almost identical, but Sumatra is almost completely conquered. Sumatra has a bit of navy left. He's still not smart enough to make destroyers. I mean, that's pretty bad, but he's gonna learn it for next time, I guess. He still has a couple of naval bombers and interceptors, but that's about it. He's put all his units over here in the hills where they get a bonus, and he made a level 3 bunker where he can make a last stand. So he's gonna make them pay in. And it looks like Maclick is counting on the same thing, is also making level 2 bunker to protect his units. However, he's not getting a bonus over here, as those are planes, and he's largely overstacked with 16 rocket artillery, and for regular artillery doesn't make much sense, but I guess if he's attacked, he's gonna split up. Sumatra still has a couple of islands left here, but nothing much. He's been kicked out of Australia as well. And probably Khabarovsk will be the next target of Papua New Guinea. Khabarovsk has understood this, as he's deploying a lot of units in that direction, but he risks getting flanked over here by Maclick, and it's been taking ages, and still Khabarovsk has not been able to defeat Siberia. This is just dragging on. Alright, up to the US now. Northwest USA and Illinois have been very successful. They have almost taken out Mexico entirely now. The cores are gone. I don't guess he has a lot of units left, and neither. He has only 18 units left. That is nothing. Colombia has messaged me that his iPhone broke down and he doesn't have a desktop, so he's forced to stop to play and resigned his non-aggression pact with East Amazonas. So East Amazonas is going to kill him. He is very impatient to attack him, because I guess he wants to take over his lands as fast as possible before he turns AI, so that his remaining armies are being deleted from the game. However, you can see that he amassed his troops a bit everywhere. He's sending a lot of units here at sea as well. That's actually East Amazonas, who's already preparing his invasion. And here we've got someone disembarking. Who's this? East Amazonas. Wow, East Amazonas, he's going to try to take a bit more territory. And who's this? Also Colombia. Alright, well, we're gonna see how this map develops in the following days, I guess. To finish, let's scroll fast through the kill-dead ratio list in the newspaper. Turkestan versus Arglensk. Ouch! Arglensk has lost 50,000 manpower. Turkestan only 21,000, a very well done Chorophobia, good job, and that against a pro player, respect. Sumatra versus Maclick, both sides have lost a lot. Sumatra almost 100 manpower, Maclick 70,000. Southwest Africa versus Upper Volta, both have lost a lot. Southwest Africa almost 80,000, Upper Volta 63,000. Now we can see why both Poland and Italy agreed to not attack Southwest Africa until he's done revenging himself on Southwest Africa. Both of them are killing each other, and I'm for sure that Bechuanaland will be king of Africa, but he will get contested both by Italy and Poland. But as Bechuanaland has a very large army, he should be able to repel them. South Mexico versus Illinois, 130,000 versus 60,000. Also here, two good players. I'm not sure yet who South Mexico is, but Illinois is Ivan Bukovic. A very good job. How is that possible? Sumatra, 0 losses against Papua New Guinea, 1,000, and he lost almost all of his territory. Nationalist China lost 133,000 manpower versus Papua New Guinea 47,000. Sumatra has lost 100,000 manpower against Maklik. Maklik lost 72,000. Also, he has paid very sharely. Turkestan has lost 12,000 manpower against Volga Perm, who lost 44,000 manpower before he died. Upper Volta lost 16,000 against Italy. Italy lost 60,000 manpower. Oh boy. Colombia lost 16,000 against Illinois. Illinois 9,000. So those two are in war as well. I didn't notice that yet. So this is why it's always good to read the newspaper to see who is losing which units, who's losing how much manpower, so that you know who is strong, who is weak, who has the mightiest army, so that you can always do a good evaluation who to attack or who to ally. You can see Benchu Alamd, he did very well. He only attacked one player, which was Syria. All the other nations, they were AI. He has been very lucky in his position and was able to build up largely, and he might just win the game. Whereas the countries who had to fight for their life, like Meklik, Illinois, Poland, Upper Volta, Turkestan, Argelensk, Southwest Africa, their armies are all much. So yeah, you always need a bit of luck in this game. That is a fact, and the proof that Khabarovsk will soon get attacked by Papua New Guinea is right over here, because you don't spy without a reason. Usually when you spy, it is because you're gonna attack someone, right? Alright, so far for this one, we'll see how everything turns out in the next couple of days.